From the Detroit Free Press in the heart of the Motor City, it's Friday, December 3rd. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Prosecutors took the unusual step of charging Ethan Crumbley, the Oxford teen who authorities say shot and killed 4 of his classmates and injured 7 more, including a teacher, with terrorism. The charge, as the Oakland County prosecutor explained, is significant in this case. It should also serve as a warning to pranksters, particularly other students who are starting and circulating rumors and threats of copycat violence, even if they don't intend to carry them out. Thursday, Macomb County prosecutor Peter Lucindo reinforced this idea by promising to prosecute the threats. In Sterling Heights, a girl was arrested accused of threatening to shoot up the school. In the Oxford High case, in addition to the terrorism charge, Crumbley faces 4 counts of first-degree murder, which each carry a sentence of life imprisonment. Oakland County prosecutor Karen McDonald acknowledged during her Wednesday news conference, a day after the shooting, it was an unusual charge. However, she added it applies to students who were not shot but faced psychological trauma. What about all the children who ran, screaming, hiding under their desk? McDonald asked. What about all the children at home right now who can't eat and can't sleep and can't imagine a world where they could ever step foot back in that school? Those students, she said, are victims too, and the charge of terrorism reflects that.
I'm Paul Egan reporting for the Detroit Free Press. The State Board of Ethics gave the green light Thursday for Michigan's public housing agency to name Amy Hovey as its new executive director. The Michigan State Housing Development Authority had to check with the Ethics Board before finalizing the appointment. That's because Hovey's husband, Timothy Hovey, is a developer who does significant business with the housing agency, and he plans to continue to do so if his wife gets the job at the agency. The board issued an informal but unanimous opinion that the conflict of interest can be handled by walling the new director off from certain decisions. Now, the housing agency can take that opinion to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, which must also issue waivers to allow the conflict.
My name is Kerry Jr. II. I'm a podcast producer and reporter with the Detroit Free Press, and now the host of Freep's new weekly podcast, On the Line. Our job is to understand the issues and the people that the issues affect in our state and region and tell the news. I want Detroiters, I want Michiganders, I want Metro Detroiters to hear themselves and maybe get a sense of peace in this podcast. Maybe not in the topics we're covering, but in the sense that we're the Detroit Free Press. And you can come here to know what's happening and trust that we're going to tell the truth, give you the facts, and do it authentically. We're going to give you the voices that are in those areas, whether it be in Owasso, or they be in Petoskey, or whether it be in Birmingham, Warren, Grosse Pointe, Southwest Detroit. We're going to give you what it sounds like to be there. So every Friday in your feed, wherever you get your podcast, when you press play, we want this podcast to sound like home. We want it to sound like Michigan. We want it to sound like Detroit. I think that's all I got. So let the journey begin.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism and subscribe, go to freep.com/special offer.